Welcome to the Power of Faith with David Hathaway. In this episode, David concludes his teaching series on the power of prayer. Jesus speaking about prayer in Matthew 6, verse 6 of the Message paraphrase says, "Here's what I want you to do. Find a quiet, secluded place so you won't be tempted to role-play before God. Just be there as simply and honestly as you can manage. The focus will shift from you to God, and you will begin to sense His grace." The world is full of so-called prayer warriors who are prayer ignorant. They're full of formulas and programs and advice, peddling techniques, forgetting what you want from God. Don't fall for that nonsense. This is your Father you are dealing with, and He knows better than you what you need. With a God like this loving you, you can pray very simply. Jesus then teaches the Lord's Prayer, which we all know and love. Yet do we realize that the opening line of the prayer, which says, "Our Father," emphasizes the relationship we have with God. He is your Father. You are His child. Approach God in prayer the same way you would talk with someone you love and respect. An open heart, attentive to their voice.
But it's our relationship with the Lord. We've got to be in a relationship with the Lord where our conversation with Him has to be two-way. And I like to say this because I always remember, it's a little bit of a joke in the family, that when my wife was still alive many, many years ago, that at breakfast I was never in a talkative mood, and I would sit there, yes, I quite admit I would probably be reading the paper, and my wife would be talking, and she'd get quite annoyed because she was talking and I wasn't responding. Oh yes, of course, I mean, we all know I was listening. But she expected a two-way conversation. And you know, if we have a relationship with people, it's not one way, it's got to be two-way communication. And people don't seem to understand that prayer is more than just, He's up there, I'm down here, let me talk to Him for a few moments. It's a matter of communication where it's two-way. We talk to Him and He should respond and talk to us. In fact, I would say that if you are with a person, and I'm sure you've all had this experience as I have, where you're with somebody and you're bursting to say something, and that other person talks non-stop. And you can't, I mean, we have an expression here, you can't get a word in edgeways. There's no way you can get a word in because the other person is talking non-stop. And that can be quite serious, because I remember a time, it's not so long ago, when I was meeting with a group of people, and there were certain things which it was very important that I communicated with them. And no, it was talk, and I was shut up every time. And so I think we've got to understand this level of communication with the Lord.
You have an inheritance in Christ. It is expansive, beyond comprehension. And faith is the key, which will unlock this power in your life. Through David Hathaway's book, Power Your Inheritance, the book of Ephesians explored, our prayer is that your eyes will be opened, that you will see and know what the hope is, what the riches are, the glory of God in you. David wants you to enter into the power and the riches of this glory. He wants you to experience and live in the fullness of the blessing. There is so much power available to those who will believe. In David Hathaway's book, Power, Your Inheritance, the book of Ephesians explored, he will reveal the glory of your inheritance in Christ. Order your copy today by visiting eurovision.org.uk/shop. Thank you for listening to the Power of Faith broadcast with David Hathaway. We would love to hear from you. Contact us by visiting eurovision.org.uk. Also available online are many free teaching resources to help you on your walk with God. David has written many faith-building books to encourage and inspire. Order these online today. Each month, David ministers online and in person. Our ministry is only possible because of the faithful support of so many people. For details on our evangelism and humanitarian relief work, visit eurovision.org.uk. Thank you again for listening.